Audited brands losing $500,000 per month because they didn't understand this simple email strategy. And if I could somehow force every eCom brand to send just one type of email, it will be the one that I'm about to show you. So in a couple of minutes, you will know exactly how to create emails that convert 3 to 10 times higher than the industry average, and without having to rely on discounts, coupons, or desperate flash sales. I'll even show you real examples that pulled $15,000 from tiny list with this strategy. And for those of you new here, I'm Matt Pirelli, and I have an agency that specializes in scaling 8 to 9-figure e-commerce brands' email revenue past what they thought possible. And the reason why we're able to do this is because 99% of e-commerce brands are sending emails like this. Beautiful emails, yes, but they don't really have a high conversion rate. These emails look beautiful and all, I'll give you that, but they're just converting at average. And how do I know this? Because if you go into Klaviyo, you can literally see how your competitors are performing. And if I come right here, and I can see that the average conversion rate here is 0.03, which is super low, and that is the average. And what is the average brand doing? They are sending emails like this. Why? Because we've been told to do so. Every email marketing course that is out there literally tells you have to go to these kind of websites like reallygoodemails.com and see what other brands are sending and get inspiration, and then sign up to your competitors list and get more inspiration and steal their ideas, but don't make it so obvious and all of that BS. And the problem with that is that these brands are also following the same strategy. So every brand ends up sending the same types of emails over and over. So it is just logical that the average conversion rate for e-commerce brands is so low. Their emails are simply not standing out from the crowd, so their conversion rate is just super low, 0.03%, which is crazy. Now, for this particular client of us, our conversion rate in campaigns is 10 times higher than that. And it's because we use this strategy that I'm about to show you in a second. It doesn't involve sending this type of emails that get ignored. It's just promotional content and readers can see through it. They can see the pitch behind it. And you can see how none of these emails are building conviction at all. It's just pure promotion. And it is a problem for small brands with tiny email lists, just as it is for big brands with huge email lists of over 500,000 and up. For small brands, the problem is straightforward. If their emails have a low conversion rate, then because they have a tiny list, they naturally are not going to generate many sales. And what I've seen happen is that these brands simply get discouraged from sending more emails because they are not converting, because they are following the best advice. So they simply back down from email marketing and believe it doesn't work and just start sending maybe one campaign a month, 2-3 campaigns a month. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, the problem for big brands, in my opinion, is even worse. Because they have such a big email list, the low conversion rate of the emails that they send gets masked by the sheer volume that their campaigns have. So they go to their Klaviyo account and see that their campaigns are generating some sales. So they just continue doing the same strategy over and over. But they don't notice how much revenue they are losing because their large list masks the low conversion rate that emails have. But if we go back here to Klaviyo's benchmarks, we can literally see how better emails could perform 10 times better. They could generate 10 times more sales. And if we check revenue per recipient, my favorite metric, they could generate up to 3 times more revenue per recipient if they had another email strategy, like the one we are following right here. So a campaign's revenue can be calculated as the number of recipients or subscribers times the conversion rate times the average order value. These big brands get away with a low conversion rate only because they have so many subscribers. But again, they can triple, quadruple, quintuple their email sales if they approach email differently. So they literally end up having their big email list carrying all the email sales, like that friend in high school in group projects who did none of the work, but was the guy in charge of creating the vibes and finding the right Spotify playlist. And I know because sometimes I was that friend, but if we have literally all our metrics working for us instead of against us, that's how we can literally scale email marketing revenue beyond what we thought was possible. Okay, so this strategy that I'm talking about, it's called using storytelling emails. These types of emails sneak past readers' defenses, the natural guards that the brain sets for us, and instead get to that emotional part of the brain, that emotional part that's in charge of decision making, of literally telling the brain, should I buy this or not? So this type of emails elegantly do two things at once. They build trust, so they eliminate doubts, and they build desire. They make people want to buy and buy now. So for those new to the channel, this is the strategy that I call conviction building. And it simply says that to get a sale, one must stack enough trust and enough desire until we cross this threshold. This threshold is called the conviction threshold. It's natural for every single person to have a conviction threshold. It is this minimum level of persuasion that anyone needs before they pull the trigger and buy. The way you get the sale is by stacking enough trust and enough desire. So why is it that story selling emails work so well? It's because these emails appeal to the emotional part of the brain. And customers buy with emotion first and logic second. Even the decision to make a logical decision is an emotional decision. I know it's a tongue twister, but again, the decision to make a logical decision is an emotional decision. Let me explain. So for example, let's say you are shopping for a new laptop. You have two options. First, you have a Toshiba. It has the perfect specs, super fast, perfect memory, all of that, but it looks like it's just ugly to look at. And then you have option B, which is even more expensive, slightly worse specs, but it's just beautiful. And it's, of course, a MacBook Pro. But you are proud to take it out of your bag and, like flex it on the library or wherever you're using your laptop. A really big segment of the market really wants a laptop B, the MacBook. But instead of saying, I'm buying this because it makes me look and feel good, which is emotional, their brain starts looking for logical reasons to justify it. Well, the keyboard is actually better and smoother, so I can type faster and I'll be more productive because it also has Mac OS and probably also holds its value longer. So, all logical reasons. But what is really happening is that this person already made the decision emotionally. Logic just came after the fact to make it feel like a smart choice, so they can also justify it to other people. Oh no, I bought the MacBook because of this keyboard and blah blah blah. But the decision was made emotionally. So these types of emails, and I'm about to show you a real example, actually 3 real examples from clients, they trigger that emotional part of the brain, and by doing so, they create trust and they create desire. And just a quick side note, some people really say and they really believe that they are making just logical decisions. They are logical people, so they only make logical decisions. Yeah, sure, unless they're literally missing one part of the brain that's responsible for processing emotions, then it's just pretending. The decision to research for all of the options in case you're shopping for a laptop is an emotional decision. Why? Because you don't want to make a bad decision. What is that? Fear, an emotion. And then once you find a laptop that you think you like, you read through the reviews. Why? Because you want to feel reassured. That's another emotional decision. And then finally, you put all of the data from 10 different laptops in one spreadsheet. Why? Because you want to feel smart. What is that? That is an ego thing. That is an emotional thing. So even the decision to be logical and to be rational is an emotional decision. So the faster one realize that, the better they'll do at marketing. Because a customer never buys the product. They don't buy the 16 gigabytes of RAM. They buy the confidence, the status, the comfort, the security, the excitement, and it's all emotion. So the goal of these emails, of story selling emails, is to make readers forget that they are reading at all. These subscribers should get so emotionally involved in what is being said that they literally forget about the world around them. They forget about the notifications that they have of the dogs screaming in the backyard and all the distractions that there are, because they are just so committed with continuing and reading these emails completely. That is what a good stories and email does. So this is how we can get results like this, and it's not just a one-time thing. This process, this combination of story selling emails and conviction building as the broader strategy, let us rank our clients' account in the top 10%, top 5%, top 1% of performance metrics like conversion rate or revenue per recipient, all by being consistent with our strategy. So let me show you now 3 real examples from 2 of our clients, and these are all emails that performed way above our average. So even by our high standards, these 3 emails got even better results than that. So you can know these are really working nice. Okay, first we have an email for a skincare brand. They sell a face serum that it's an anti-aging serum. So with that in mind, and also this is for an audience of 55 and plus women. So keep that in mind. So it goes like this. Got an awesome story for you today. We received it in our inbox a few days ago, and if you're trying to look younger, you'll love it. Hey, Imbler team, I'm Jane, and I have a little story to share with you that might sound all too familiar. See, I've always prided myself on taking care of my skin, but as I entered my 60s, I noticed something unnerving every time I looked in the mirror. My once smooth skin has started to give way to fine lines, wrinkles, and dark spots. And while it has been pretty natural, these imperfections seem to shout my age to the world. And no potion or lotion I tried made any difference. It started to really eat away at my confidence. So I set off to find a solution. I spent countless hours and dollars on cream and treatments, hoping for a miracle that always seemed just out of reach. After a while, I started to think this was just something I'd have to live with. Then, one day, everything changed on a routine visit to my dermatologist. As I sat there, flipping through a magazine in the waiting room, something caught my eye, a feature on your Rejuvenate face serum. During my appointment, I asked my dermatologist about it. Oh, that, she said, with a knowing smile. Many patients rave about it, and it's earned its place here. With the backing of my dermatologist, I took the leap of faith and added it to my skincare collection. I wasn't expecting much, but as the day turned into weeks, something almost magical happened. My skin started to feel different, smoother. Friends noticed it too. What's your secret, Jane? They asked. My reflection began to glow back at me, and those once stubborn lines softened to whispers. Now every morning I cherish my skincare ritual, knowing it's gentle and works wonders. I just want to thank you for creating such an awesome serum, and I also want to tell everyone who's on the fence about trying it, give it a try. You really have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's always great to receive messages like this. This is the whole reason I joined the Imbler team in the first place. I knew we could really make a difference in women's lives. If you want to try the same Rejuvenate face serum that Jane uses, just click here. Blair, the Imbler team. Alright, so what do you think about it? You can notice how this is creating trust and creating desire. It's literally making someone in this audience, it might not be you if you're not in this audience, but someone in this audience is really making them buy. And the high conversion rates in this email really prove it. And by the way, a quick side note, if it's your first time here, this is a text-based email. These are the types of emails that we use most often whenever we need to create conviction and do our conviction building strategy. And in this case, whenever we're doing story selling, this email, as you can see, is based on a story. So we couldn't have explained it in a designed email, in the typical beautiful email that everyone is sending. It would have been impossible to send an authentic email in a designed format, because the expectations for these emails is that this is a brand that is talking at me, not with me, but at me. And they are most likely trying to sell me something. So again, the subscribers' guards are up. In this case, this email is like a Trojan horse, if you will. And after someone opens it, the first thing they read is, "Got an awesome story for you today." And they can simply stop reading the email. And because again, put yourself in their shoes. It's a woman who has wrinkles and desperately wants to get rid of them. So they read the first line, they read the second, and then they continue reading, and they read the entire story because it's an appealing story. It's very well written. They read it entirely, it resonates with them, and at the end, they just wanna click and buy. And conversion rates demonstrated this. So this is an example of a story selling email. Let me show you another one. So for the same brand in Blair, if you've been eyeing Rejuvenate, seeing all the reviews and reading the big promise, it's like youth in a bottle. You might be a little skeptical, and I don't blame you. Most people have already tried countless skincare products only to be disappointed. And I want to tell how Rejuvenate is different. First, it's undergone dozens of tests, and the result? 100% of women say they look and feel younger after they use Rejuvenate, and 95% reported fewer lines and wrinkles. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Anyone could say that. But here's the thing. We're not the only ones who've been testing it. You have too. Over 4,000 women to be exact. Even with doves, they still tried it. Take Kari, for example. She bought the serum back in October. I recently started to use Rejuvenate Resurfacing Face Serum. Even though online reviews were good, I am always skeptical. I think we can all relate to that. I've personally bought some skincare products which really disappointed me. I call those skin scare brands, by the way. But even with her doubts, she still gave it a shot. I have been using this product for over a month now, and I can definitely see improvement. I had some light wrinkles at the corners of my eyes, and using the product every other day made them disappear, exactly as our tests show. After a mere 30 days, results start to show. Fine lines fade, wrinkles smooth out, and it's just the beginning. She continues, I can also feel my skin being less dry, softer, and more elastic. This is mostly due to the hyaluronic acid in the serum. It acts like a drink of water for your skin, keeping it super soft, smooth, and bouncy. Then she said, not a lot is needed and you can get results fairly quickly. She closed off by saying, my face now looks younger and brighter, and I am very satisfied with this product. Additionally, customer service is very responsive, less than 1 day, and acted on my request to full satisfaction. Yep, we don't just disappear after you order. We're here for you from the first bottle until the very last wrinkle. Before, during, after. You can reach out to us at any time. This story is one example of dozens where women were skeptical about Rejuvenate but ended up loving it. And if it can help her, just imagine what it could do for you. Fewer wrinkles, fewer fine lines, a healthy, youthful glow. It's like a dream come true, and all you have to do is apply some serum to your face. What do you really have to lose? If you want to try Rejuvenate, click the button below. Talk soon, Blair the email. So another story-selling email that builds trust and builds desire. As a marketer, I'm confident you can spot these little elements here and there. Now, we have collected over 17 ways to build trust with email and over 7 ways to build desire through emails. And we're using some of those right here. Compare that email that I just showed you to an email like this. This is literally it. There's the product and it just says Extreme Skin Repair. La Mer the Concentrate Collection is your repair regimen to strengthen, stabilize, and visibly soothe. And then it's just this image. So you as a marketer, how do you compare these two type of emails? Because someone might say, and it's fair, that they are building a more luxurious brand here, which, all right, I give you that. We can really tell by the design, but nothing is holding us back from doing the same here in another email, right? And in fact, we are doing so because we also want to increase the product's perception, people's willingness to pay and have a premium positioning. But if we just send this type of emails, this is not creating either trust nor desire. This is not moving the sale forward. This is just making claims, extreme skin repair, right? Everybody can tell you that. And in fact, everybody is telling you that their skincare product is the best at skin repair. In this case, this is the extreme, so I guess this is the best option that's out there. And on top of that, it strengthens, stabilizes, and visibly soothes your skin. What is this? That is why some brands literally deserve to be here at the medium. They are not trying at all. It's like they don't even care about revenue, honestly. I see it that way, at least. Maybe they have too much revenue. They don't know what to do with the money. Like, I don't know. The mattresses are full already. I don't know what's going on through these people's minds, but I can't physically connect with that idea. I just can't. Okay, so next email, in this case, I'm literally showing you the metrics. So we sent this one in January, so like a month ago. And this got a 0.1% placed order rate, where the average is 10 times lower than that, and with a solid $1,200 average order value. So here's the email. Today I have a quick story for you. It's about how we ensure every person who shops from us is 100% satisfied from the moment they come onto our website until the very end. It's from Brandon H. He says, contacted, redacted, for some lighting needed for my new house. Brandon has been building his new home and he needed some lighting to really make the place shine. But like most people, Brandon didn't really know the full ins and out of the lighting world. He wasn't sure which doohickey is best for what, so he reached out for some help. They had amazing customer service and helped me find the best light for my house at the best price. This right here is what we're all about at Redacted. That's why we make ourselves available to you. If you ever need help, or if you're not sure which lighting piece is the best for your situation, you can freely reach out to us and we'll do our absolute best to help. He closed off by saying, this story is not about making money, it is about keeping customers happy. Everyone should stop by. Almost brings a tear to my eye. Now, it might be easier to think he's just saying that maybe he's just in a good mood, but that sentence, the story is not about making money, it's truly cemented by our 110% low price guarantee. It's virtually impossible for you to find lower price products anywhere else. Now, of course, we still have to make a profit to keep Redacted growing. But thanks to the partnership we've curated with leading lighting suppliers over the past 40 years, we can comfortably offer you some of the lowest prices without sinking our own ship. We literally pay you if our prices aren't the lowest. If that isn't convincing, I don't know what is. Here, we aren't just about making money. We are about making sure you're satisfied. If you want to shop the highest quality lighting supplies at the lowest prices, click the button below. Shop with confidence. Again, someone might have tried to convey the same ideas, but in the typical designed email. But it simply won't come as organic and authentic, and it will have simply come as a straight up pitch. Instead, this storytelling email feels like a conversation, feels like we are just telling you a story. So there's no reason for your brains to put their guards up. We are literally trying to sell you something, but don't think about that. And then they read the entire email and buy from it and generate results like this. $15,000 out of a list of 11,000 subscribers. And this is a high 7-figure brand, yet it's our client with the smallest email list. They have 11,000 subscribers. So we have to make up for it with conviction building emails, in this case using story selling emails specifically. With these types of email, people, or women in this case, aren't just reading the email or going through the email. They are literally, by the end of the email, they're just throwing their credit cards at the screen like it's a Magic Mike performance. They are just crazy to buy. They can't hold back because, again, these get into the emotional part of the brain, not the logical part of the brain. We still mention some logical facts so they can justify the purchase later to their husband, but most of it, the heavy lifting, is done through the emotional appeal that we injected here and that the story naturally had. So that is how it's possible for these types of females to convert so much better than the industry average. 10 times better, 5 times better, because everybody is sending these types of emails and they just believe that this is what should be working because they are telling me I should go to reallygoodemails.com and browse around and see what I like. And this is simply not working now. And I just proved that with data, but we have thousands of evidence who literally prove the same thing. And in fact, let's do something now. Let's grab an email and upgrade it into a story selling email, or rather create a story selling email from scratch because you can't polish a turd, as they say. So let's see, I'm looking for something more direct response-y, not just luxury or clothing, something that solves a problem because it's just funny. All right, so maybe this koala eco, make the switch to safe and natural products. Okay, hand wash, floor cleanser, the show. Many of us are worried about the undisclosed toxic ingredients in conventional household cleaning personal care products. We are often led to believe that some natural formulations can't possibly be as powerful as the mainstream brand. Okay, with thousands of 5-star reviews from happy customers, we know how beautifully effective our products are. We are proud to offer a naturally alternative range of cleaning products that actually work and are loved by so many households. Read more about why. Okay, alright, did this move you closer to buying? Assume you are in the market for this, but for me it feels like just claims. So, okay, let me write a story selling email for this brand. I'll have to do some research first. I won't bother my copywriter right now because he's busy writing for clients now. Doesn't bother the new brand. But I'm writing this myself. It's a shame though because he's 10 times better than I am. But anyway, I will write one email and get back in a moment. Okay, so here we have it. It's a long email by most people's standards, not for us. And again, if someone in the market for this type of product is just gonna eat it completely. So doesn't matter. Let me read it. Subject line. A wake-up call for every mom who cleans her kitchen. Already changes your frame of mind. So let's begin. I recently heard a story that shook me as a mom, and I can't stop thinking about it. My friend Mia, working mom like me, came home late one evening after an exhausting day at work. Her head was pounding, her phone buzzed with unanswered calls, and she barely had time to take off her heels before her kids started pulling at her sleeves, hungry for dinner. I'm sure you've been there. I know I have. She quickly threw some pasta water on the bowl, sliced carrots, and stirred sauce, doing the mom dance of dodging toys scattered on the floor. Her 3-year-old Emma was at her feet, babbling away, while her older son Jake zoomed around kitchen making airplane noises. And then suddenly Mia realized something every parent dreads. The house had gone quiet. Not just quiet, eerily quiet. That kind of quiet that makes your heart beat faster because you know something isn't right. Mia turned around and that's when her heart froze. Emma stood just a couple feet away, clutching a bottle of mainstream kitchen cleanser she'd grabbed from the countertop. Mia had left it out after quickly wiping down the cutting board. Before she could even say, "Emma, no!" the toddler squeezed the trigger. Mia watched helplessly as the mist sprayed directly into Emma's face. A sharp scent of chemicals filled the air, burning Mia's nose and throat. Emma immediately started coughing, eyes reddening and filling with tears. Mia dropped the spoon she was holding. It clattered onto the floor, splattering sauce everywhere as she raced toward her daughter. In a panic, Mia swept Emma up, desperately flushing her watering eyes with water at the kitchen sink. Emma cried, not fully understanding why Mom was so upset, overwhelmed by the chaos of the moment. Thankfully, after a few terrifying minutes, Emma settled down. The stinging and tears stopped, but Mia couldn't calm the knot in her stomach or the guilt clawing at her chest. That night, long after Emma had fallen asleep, Mia sat in the kitchen, unable to shake the terror of that moment. Her hands shook slightly as she picked up the bright, cheerful-looking cleaning bottle. The same one she'd seen advertised countless times on TV, promising to keep her family safe from germs. She slipped the bottle around, squinting at the fine print. Word jumped out that she barely recognized: ammonia, chlorine, bleach, synthetic fragrances, a cocktail of harsh chemicals she'd unknowingly invited into her home. Her thoughts spiraled. How many times had she swiped Emma's high chair with this cleaner? How often had she sprayed it all over countertops, inside the refrigerator, even on toys? Mia felt angry and betrayed. Angry that companies she trusts put profits over safety. Betrayed by labels that hid behind empty promises. She was frustrated with herself too. I should have known better, she thought, tears filling her eyes. As Mia shared this story with me, her voice trembled. And honestly, I couldn't stop picturing my own kids, my own kitchen, and that same bottle of cleaner I'd used years ago before learning better. Stories like Mia's reminds me exactly why I joined Koala Eco, because no parent should have to compromise between cleanliness and safety. No mom should lie awake at night questioning whether the product she uses could harm her family. And here's the thing. As someone on the Koala Eco team, I hear stories like Mia's all the time from parents who trusted big name brands only to feel betrayed when they realize what they've been exposed their families to. The good news is that you don't have to choose between clean and safe anymore. That's exactly why we created our essential oil multi-purpose kitchen cleaner. It kills 99.9% of germs naturally, without ammonia, bleach, or synthetic anything. It's safe enough for your fridge, countertops, microwave, and especially around your little ones. Plus, the uplifting scent from pure Australian essential oils turns cleaning into a soothing experience. I believe our home should make us feel safe, not scared. So, if you're ready to make the switch to a clean kitchen in a clear conscience, click here to explore Koala's eco-safe, effective, multi-purpose kitchen cleaner today. Ramley, Customer Success Manager, Koala Eco. P.S. Your peace of mind really matters. That's why we offer a 100% happiness guarantee. If you don't love how our products clean, we'll make it right, even if you're down to your last quid of the bottle. So, I think, because I wrote it, but I think this email would outsell this email right here, 10 to 1, any day of the week. I mean, what does this make you feel? So, okay, there's the luxurious aspect. So maybe this brand is trying to do some brand building, right? And okay, if this was one of 10 emails that they sent, that would be nice. And this is actually something we will do for this brand as well, because we want to increase the perception people have about this brand and the products, so they're willing to pay more for it. Okay, cool. But is this going to make someone buy? I would say there's no chance of it. Unless someone already wants to buy and they receive this email and they got reminded to buy because of it, then yes, they will buy. But is this moving someone forward? This is not building conviction at all. It's not moving the sale forward. It's not pushing people over the conviction threshold by stacking trust and desire. It's doing none of that at all. But instead, take this. I'm not a woman, even though I have big titties, but I could relate to someone going through this. Even though I'm not in the market for this, I could even feel the emotions that this email built. I don't know about you, but for me at least, it did. Like I could literally put myself into the shoes of Mia and her daughter going through all of this. So this is going to create desire to buy the product, to prevent a woman with a daughter or a son going through this same experience. And it's also creating trust because it's relating to a common experience that these people go through. It's relating to Koala's Eco's own story about creating products. And then it's also creating trust in the way that we present the 100% happiness guarantee. So it all adds together. And I'm confident this will outperform this email 5-1, even 10-1 every single day of the week. And the best part, without having to rely on discounts or sales. Such is the beauty of story selling emails like this one. They make people want to buy without having to seek for a coupon, seek for a discount code, or just wait. This will get, I'm confident, a woman to stop everything that she's doing and just click this button and buy. So before we end the video, a couple of things. Someone might ask, do these type of emails, conviction building emails, or specifically story selling emails, in this case, work in flows, in email sequence? For example, the welcome sequence? Absolutely fucking yes, they do. Because these emails are not based on tricks or hacks or stupid tricks like adding forward to the subject line to increase the open rate by 5%. That is just people pretending to do email marketing. This is actually based on marketing. This is what marketing is supposed to be, is getting people to buy a product. Yes, they do work in email flows. And the beauty of email flows is that by nature, they have a higher revenue per recipient. So they generate more revenue by nature because people going through them are simply more warm. They are more willing to spend money. They are further down the funnel, so they are naturally more willing to buy a product. So imagine you take one of these emails that convert really well and you put it in a sequence that is bound to convert really well. You do magic. You do email marketing magic. And that is what we do with our clients. And actually, one of the examples that you saw earlier from Klaviyo benchmarks were for welcome sequences right here, or for thank you flows or post-purchase sequences. These emails work just as well, if not better. In this case, our revenue per recipient is 10 times better than the average. And the same goes for this welcome flow, 10 times better than the average, just by doing email marketing the way it's meant to be. It was never meant to be just typical flyers that a store handed over someone, but just in a digital format. Was never meant to be that way. If anything, it's closer to what direct response marketing once was. Just sales letters going out through people and persuading them to buy on the spot. Now, before I close, I have to make a comment. Because you might be, and actually I hope that you are excited to go and tell your copywriter to try this. But here's one thing. It's a common mistake people do when I tell them about this strategy. And it's that they go and start sending these type of emails every day, or they start sending 3 emails a week like this. It's just like playing your favorite song on repeat or using it as an alarm until you literally hate it. Same happens here. So if you overuse it, customers are going to get eventually bored of it. So I say limit it to 1 or 2 max per week. And if you're sending only 2 story selling emails per week, make sure it's not the only 2 emails you send that week. So have another type of email, could be a beautiful designed email or simply another type of text-based email to the mix, just so it doesn't become boring and something customers expect to receive from you, which takes the fun out of it. So I'm Matt Pirelli, founder and principal at Email Engineers, my email marketing agency. And if you want to work with us, there's going to be a link in the description. That's going to take you to a Calendly link for you to schedule a call directly with me. In case you want to see more examples of conviction building emails, including other story selling emails that we have created for clients, there's going to be a link to a playlist somewhere now in the video for you to click. And remember, the best brands in the world don't compete on discounts, they compete on conviction. Talk soon.